Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and in this video we'll see the day 3 game between Kasparov and Anand. Already we have discussed in the previous video that it's an invitational tournament, the scoring systems are quite exciting. So on the day 3 it was the second game. First game ended as a draw, and in the second game actually I picked up this game to analyze because in this game Kasparov has actually shown that why he's the greatest of all time. Even Carlsen said it is not my words. So we'll see, go and see that how Kasparov outplayed Viswanathan in the end game. So the game starts with b3. It was 960 format. So b3, b6, f4, d5, knight f2, knight pawn c5, e3. Black was playing quite aggressively in the center. Knight c6, bishop b2, knight g6, knight c3, d4, knight e2, e5. That's a good move. And after fe5, at this moment I was actually checking the game, and Anand immediately played knight before. And I believe Anand completely missed the move long castle here at this moment, because without that you will not play knight to b4 to make you an obvious threat of knight into c2. And actually in this position, if you play bishop e7 and uh, after this move, even if you play ed4 and after short castle, then white king is the one who is stuck in the center is getting open. Black pieces are very active, and black is having an excellent initiative. I was checking the live game, and the live analysis was happening on the back end of the tournament. So they are also discussing that why Anand played knight before immediately without this obvious threat of knight c2. And it seems that whenever if you see the video, if you see the live game, you will see that after long castle by Kasparov, Anand was quite shocked and quite surprised. I believe that he completely missed that move. Long castle, d3, d3, and rook into d1. And after once you are making the exchange of the pieces, it's going to be a little bit difficult for black because already he's a pawn down. But yes, still queen e4 was a move here which Anand should play, but he has played at this moment bishop to e7, trying to develop the bishop. A3, immediately chasing the knight. Knight to c6, knight f4, knight into f4 into f4. And now Kasparov stabilizes this pawn structure. Okay, from the broken pawn structure he came to a very good pawn structure with an extra pawn on the board. Short castle by Anand, bishop to d3. And if you look at this position, suddenly white is actually doing very well, whereas computer is showing that the position is equal roughly, but white is actually doing very well at this position. The reason is that the pieces are already indicating towards the black's king. Okay, the rook is well placed on the g file. The knight can easily come to f5 from the e3 square. And I don't know that how black is going to resist that attack. Black queen is, it seems to be a little bit offbeat sided, and whereas black pieces are also not in the time to attack this king. This king is very safe on c1, and whereas the queen on a1, it seems a little bit awkward, but it is actually doing excellent. That it is controlling this long diagonal. Whenever the e6 or f5 e6 will come, it will be a monster and powerful queen bishop battery. And Anand played rook d8, knight e3, bringing back the knight into the game. Knight to d4, trying to just lock this position, trying to centralize the pieces. Bishop into d4, c into d4, knight c4, queen to c6, king b2, and now the queen comes into the game. b5, and at this moment, Kasparov played an excellent move, very practical decision, and which shows that why he was the number one player for so long time, why he was the 8-time world champion. And he played knight to d6. He gave up the pawn. He's saying, okay, after this exchange, bishop d6, pawn d6, queen d6. Yes, I gave up my pawn, which I was up, but now let me tell you, your double bishop advantage is gone. My bishop is more powerful than yours, and there is a strong f5, g4, f6 threat, and my queen is coming into the game. My king is more safer than you, and you have lots of weaknesses at this point. So endgame is better for me, and already the computer is already inclining towards white. So white played queen to e1, queen into f4, gave up another pawn, but yeah, queen e7 will definitely catch the one. So rook to queen d6 played by Anand, queen into a7. And now if you look at it, 3 is to 2 on the king side. So definitely at this moment, uh, king side Anand is having majority, but this majority is not counting that much because later on the pawns are not forward. Whereas on the queen side, I can see already d4 and b5 both pawns are very weak, and it's not very easy when you have limited pieces on the board. How are you going to defend those pawns? And that's what happened with Anand actually. So Anand played bishop d7, rook e1, g6, g3, king g7. Kasparov played rook e4, attacking the weak pawn. And now there is a moment which Anand has missed actually. He should play bishop to f5 immediately and go for this trading of more pieces where major pieces will be will have an excellent chance for Anand to defend this game and make a draw. But what he has played, bishop to c6. And after this rook e7, still you have the chance to go back bishop d7 and try to play with bishop e6 or like that, or maybe with b4. But he played rook d7, a completely wrong exchange and wrong evaluation. Probably Anand thought that okay, after the exchange of the pieces, he might draw the game, he might hold the game, but that was his dream. So rook d7, bishop to d7. It seems that black's pawns are very weak and white is going to easily attack. And now queen d7, a very strong move, attacking the weakness. Anand played bishop to c6, queen b6, pin. We are threatening bishop into b5. Anand played queen d5 and b4, and excellent positional sense by Kasparov. See, we are going to cover these weak dark squares, fixing the weakness on b5, fixing the weakness on d4. Okay, later on we can easily win this pawn on b5 and our a pawn will be a pass pawn. Anand played h5. Kasparov played queen c5, offering the queen trade because after that I will simply go king b3, king b4 and grab this pawn on b5. And till then your pawn majority will not count because I will give up my bishop and I will capture this thing and my three pawns will be much more superior. So queen d7 played, h4, f6, a4, pawn into a4, king a3. Just look at the technique of Kasparov. And even at this age of 62, he was playing this kind of game. He was showing this kind of knowledge. f5 by Anand, b5, bishop e4, b6, bishop c6. Again, you cannot take here. You take simply just winning. Queen c7 is coming and game is lost. So bishop c6, queen e5 check, king h7, and after queen c7, here Anand resigned in the view of if you take, and now whatever you play, maybe bishop b7, you have to stop this. Yeah, bishop d7 is not possible because of bishop c8, and if you play bishop d7, still I can play this, or maybe yeah, simply I can play this and threatening bishop d7 and I will come capture. Then it's just completely winning position. There's no way you can survive. And it shows Kasparov's technique, even at the age of 62, that superior endgame technique to overpower Anand. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share with your friends. And if you're new in my channel, kindly subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.